The ability to monitor wildlife remotely has revolutionized hunting strategy, offering an unparalleled advantage in understanding game movement and behavior. Imagine gaining intel on that elusive buck from the comfort of your couch at home. Terms like megapixels and trigger speeds, detection ranges, low gain, and high vis IR, or whatever it is that they call it, frequently confuses prospective buyers. So if all of that sounds like an absolute nightmare mess that you don't want to get into, it's okay. I am going to be deciphering all of that. I'll break it down and make it very simple for you. The objective of this video is to clarify these technical specifications, giving you the ability to select a trail camera that precisely aligns with your individual needs and your budget. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be including a detailed examination of the MAGIC EagleCam 5. That is their new product that they're putting out on the market. This is not a paid advertisement, but I was provided this product for free. And it will be serving as a benchmark for comparison, given its positioning as a higher-end mid-tier option. This camera has been tested extensively for the purposes of a product review, and it really does make for a great comparison to both the budget-friendly options that are available out there, as well as the high-performance premium models that we'll be seeing a little later on here. Trail camera fundamentals. Before delving into specific camera models, it's kind of essential to establish at least a basic understanding of the key technical specifications that govern trail camera performance. The main things that you're going to be looking for are going to be the megapixels. That's how many pixels are in the photos that it's going to take. That represents how big of a file and how detailed those images are going to be. While the file might be kind of big, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to have the clarity that you would expect from a larger file size. It's going to be the same thing with video resolution. Obviously, the big buzzword thing that you're going to see a lot of is 4K footage. The camera options out there that are going to be HD. That's 1080 and 720. That can work just fine for you if you're working on a budget. However, if you want to be able to zoom in and really see what's going on in the distance, you're going to want the higher frame resolution on your video. The other thing you're going to be looking at is the trigger speed. That is going to be how fast the motion sensor pulls the trigger and starts taking photos, as well as how fast it starts recording footage. The faster the trigger speed, the faster you're going to get that shot taken, the better shots you're going to get. One of the other key aspects that you need to be aware of is going to be detection range, and that is how far the camera's motion sensor can see. Flash type is another thing you need to be aware of. That is how the night vision works. The two options that you're going to get are no glow versus low glow. Basically, low glow is going to have a little bit of a glow, which is going to brighten up your image a little bit. However, it is possible that animals and thieves can see that low glow. It puts off just a little bit of a red hint. People who know what they're looking for would be able to see that if they know that the camera is there. And it is possible, hypothetically, the animals see it. No glow means there's no glow. That thing is a lot more stealth. The image quality is not going to be as bright, so you're not going to be able to see things in the distance quite as well. Battery life. I don't have a lot to say in this video about the battery life on these cameras, because that's one of those things that's really subjective. It depends on how much heat the thing has been through. It depends on just a lot of factors that I don't really want to get into. Just know battery life is an issue, and there's no information out there as far as which camera has a better battery life. I will tell you right now, if battery life is something that you are at all concerned about, get one of those solar panels. I'll be discussing that in just a moment, but they come with solar panels to keep those things charged, and my experience with that was wonderful. The last thing that you need to be aware of on this is going to be the cellular activity on these cameras. They've got this new cool function that everybody is talking about, to where these things will actually connect to cell phone towers, and you can just pop open your phone and open up an app, and all of the videos and all the footage that your trail cam is recording goes right to that app, so you can look it up anytime. Some of these options even offer live stream capabilities where you can sit there and look at what is going on your land at that moment. Let me jump into this so that we can kind of do a little bit of a deep dive on which of these cameras offer which of these features. As I mentioned a moment ago, the MAGIC EAGLE EagleCam 5 is going to serve as a baseline for comparative analysis. This is what you're going to get with the MAGIC EAGLE EagleCam 5. It comes packed with a 5 megapixel super clear sensor. HD videos, the quality comes out very, very good. It's not the super high end that you will see in the $500 cameras, but at this price point, it's about the best looking shots that are available out there. The EagleCam 5 prioritizes clear HD video and sharp images at its native resolution, which often proves more valuable for detailed game identification than digitally inflated megapixel figures when they interpolate it. One of the more prominent features that comes with the EagleCam 5, and you're going to see this in some of the other cameras, but it's one that I wasn't totally aware of, I kind of had to learn about, and I'm really kind of tickled about, is the connectivity. The camera itself is going to connect to a cell network automatically so that you can get your images and video off of the app. Pulled it out of the box. I had no clue what I was doing. I did not know how it operated, to be completely honest with you. I specifically did not read the instruction book because, duh, I'm a dude. We don't do that. I just had to plug the thing in, throw it out there, and I was good to go. I have only seen this other option on the much more expensive models, and that's going to be a smart anti-theft system. Basically, it includes GPS tracking of the device, motion detection, geofencing alerts. All of this remains active even if the camera is powered off. So if somebody steals your camera and they go and they turn it off, you can still track where that camera is. And then of course, it also came with the solar panel, which I absolutely loved. One of the issues that you have with the batteries on these things is they tend to not take heat very well. Mine was hitting like 125 degrees because I'm down here in South Texas, and chef's kiss, Magic Eagle, that thing took it like a champ. So how does this compare to the other cameras on the model, and how do we determine which is the best camera for your needs? First, let's take a look at the more budget-friendly trail camera options that are available out there, the best of the ones that are available that I was able to find in the research that I did. Those are going to be the Moultrie Mobile Edge 2, the SpyPoint Flex Plus, the Stealth Cam Fusion X Pro, and the SpyPoint Force 20. All of these come in at around the $80–85 mark. All of them offer resolution in the 36 to 42 megapixel area. The video resolution on these guys is fairly standard. It'll look just fine on your cell phone. Need it to kind of look a little bit better, you might want to go with the SpyPoint Flex Plus or the Moultrie Mobile Edge 2 because they do offer HD video, and it's going to look a little bit better on those guys. Now let's take a look at the more high-end models that are available out there. We're going to be taking a look at the 3 best options that I was able to find in the research that I did. Those are going to be the Tacticam Reveal Ultra, Browning Defender Vision Pro Livestream, and the Reconyx Hyperfire 4K Covert IR. With the exception of the Reconyx, these guys come in at a little over $200. The Reconyx is the absolute top of the line, has all the bells and whistles. That guy comes in at about $450. So if you've got, you know, zero budgetary concerns about anything at all, definitely go with that guy, and please buy from the link down in the description of this video. I have links to all of these cameras if you want to check them out yourselves. These are affiliate links, so I do receive a commission on that. It comes at no extra cost to you. It does go to help support this channel. So if you make that purchase and you are buying, you know, the Reconyx, thank you, I appreciate that. To note, some of the things that make these cameras stand out versus the budget-friendly options, other than a little bit of a bump up on all of those numbers, live stream capabilities and active GPS tracking, just like the EagleCam does. All of them offer the cellular connectivity, so all of them have an option to where you can sign up for a data plan, and yeah, you'll have a monthly subscription, but you'll be able to access the photos and video off of an app on the phone. Before we wrap this up, I need to take just a second to discuss some of the common trail camera problems that you are going to come across, or the ones that I came across in doing the research that I did for this. Rapid battery drain was the #1 issue that everybody had across the board, and there's no specific model that anybody mentioned at all. It's just an issue that, like all electronic devices, is something that people have the biggest problem with. If that's something that you are concerned about, I do suggest going with something that has that solar panel option. Like I said, that EagleCam 5 with the solar panel. I never had an issue once with it. It was really, really nice not having to mess with that thing. Poor image quality is the next thing that people tend to complain about with all of the cameras across the board. Not so much, I suppose, the higher end models, but it is the second leading issue that people have with trail cameras in general. The EagleCam 5, I was very happy with the results on that one. Failure to detect motion and late triggering. I actually had the exact opposite problem with the EagleCam. I had 30 or 40 photos every day that I got to look through. I'm not going to say I was forced into it. I enjoyed looking through those photos and seeing what was going on out at the land. These other cameras, apparently every now and then, I mean, if you have like a high trigger speed, that's one of the things that you can expect with that. You're going to have blurry images. It's going to have missed shots. If that is something, again, that's important to you, consider that trigger speed is going to make a difference on this. And finally, the last issue that people were taking note of is going to be memory card errors. You can't put anything on camera anywhere in the world without suffering through some kind of memory card error, so just be aware of that. That's something that you really don't want to have to deal with. If you don't want to walk out to the land and hike out to your camera to pull the memory card only to find out that nothing recorded because it wasn't plugged in all the way, I want to consider doing one of those ones with the cellular option. You are going to pay more on those. Be aware of that. They're all going to require some kind of monthly subscription in order to access that camera. If you have any questions though, if you're confused at all after all of this and you made it to this point in the video, thank you. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. I answer 100% of all of the comments on this channel, and I have for 8 years. I am more than happy to give you the best answer that I can physically give you if you are in need. Consider subscribing because we got some hunting we're going to be doing this year, and I would love to have you on the journey that we're going to be doing with that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate having you here. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.